Hey everybody, Greg Ray here with Outdoor Solutions and from Field to Table. I just want to share a fun drill with you today that we actually do at our long range schools on the day 2 portion, which is the practical hunting portion of our schools. You can see behind me we've got 2 targets set up. Our first target is at 400 yards and then our second one is at 581 yards. We use this to simulate a hunting situation that we've probably all been in. You've got your target, you've got your deer, your elk, whatever it is. In this case, it's at 400 yards. You get your crosshairs, say you get a miss. We see this a lot with mule deer. They'll take off, go another 75, 100 yards, they'll stop, turn around, see what made the noise, and present a second shot. So the drill that we're gonna do is my first shot, I actually dialed my elevation on my Conquest V4, which happened to be 7.2. I'm shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor. And so I was able to put my crosshairs right on the target. I did have to hold a little bit for wind, so you'll see that I'm favoring to the left side of the target just a little bit. I got my impact, so let's just say that was a wounded animal. It took off another 181 yards. I got my reading. Actually, I was using my Victory RFs, which also gives me my data for my elevation, so I knew that I needed to be at 13 minutes. So instead of getting out of my scope and take the chance of losing the animal and reaching up and dialing my elevation, I used my reticle, the ZBR reticle, in my optic, and knew that I needed to come up another 6 minutes. This particular drill, instead of being at full power on my optic, I'm using a 4-16, I was only at 8 power, I was at half power, so your values actually double, your subtensions actually double in your optic. So instead of coming up 6 hash marks, I only came up 3, and I had a bigger wind hold. So you'll see in the Tacticam view that I'm actually holding off target whenever I squeeze and get my hit. All right, shooter up.
Spotter's up.
Pushing 3/4 left.
Send it. Impact. Center. Pull the clock above the orange. Take a half minute off what you were holding.
6 minutes in elevation, and I'm holding 4 minutes of wind.
Impact.
So the reason I wanted to share this drill with you today is to show you the importance of not always using all your magnification that you have in your optic, especially in a hunting situation. Just because you have a 6-24 or a 5-30 doesn't mean that you should use all your magnification. In fact, in most hunting scenarios, you shouldn't use all your magnification at all. I always recommend being all the way down on your lowest power. When you're walking around, you never know when something could jump up in front of you. If you have that on 24 power, all you're going to see is brown and you're not going to know where you're shooting or what your target is. So we want to use this drill. Initially, for our first target, we dialed for our elevation. Then we have a follow-up shot, which is another 181 yards further, but I'm just using my reticle. The reason that I want to do that is so that I don't have to break my cheek rest and I don't have to reach up and dial my remaining elevation that I need for the extended distance and then lose sight of where the animal is. I can actually stay in my optic, I can stay on the animal, and I know that I need another 6 minutes of elevation, and I can use that ZBR reticle system to stay on my animal and not lose him.